Minneapolis. Christine, Laura, we're at Brooklyn Center in Minneapolis, just northwest part of the city. This is the police station here. You can see, again, it has sort of turned into a face-off between protesters and police. Bottles are being thrown at police. The police are responding with pepper spray at the moment and flashbang grenades. There is great anger and sadness in this crowd. It was a crowd of several hundred people for much of the afternoon, marching to the federal building just about a block away and then marching through the neighborhood. They prayed, they sang, they chanted. There is disbelief and resolve to deal with this sort of deep-seated racism that they say exists within at least some police officers within departments here. Tired of what the latest death here and the concern that they have not only about what is happening in a courtroom not too far from here with Derek Chauvin, but with this young man who is now dead. And it's all the other concerns that they have about African Americans and people of color and their treatment of police. Not just the extreme cases of people being killed, but those cases of just dealing with the police in very normal situations. Christine, Laura?
You're at the top of 10.
What's that?
You're at the top of 10.
How far away is that? I've got time left in my bag after that. Huh? No, I'll text it.
Are you guys catching this? Are they seeing this?
Yeah.
As I said, they did call this unlawful abortion. Here's the 20 minutes to clear the state. Now look at the street. The street part of the line. But the response is government behind the barricade.
The crowd is surging forward again. They're going to go after him again. The crowd is surging forward. Lots of bottles being thrown. Dozens of bottles being thrown right now. careful with this guy.
What was that they just shot? God damn, bro. What is that they're shooting?
This is all media here.
But what is
The car,
what is
the truck's
this?
coming out. Okay, we have a vehicle moving toward the front here, guys.
Oh, they want me to skip. Hey, we need a ship right.
Hey guys, come this way. Stay away from this guy. They're gonna target him, and he's right in front of us.
Yeah. You come up from this side? Can we come up here a little bit?
What's that?
Can we come up here on this side a little bit?
Sit it. All right, guys, this is about to take off here.
Cameraman, microphone guy, this is our country doing this to us. Report this shit right. Report it right.
Man, you came prepared for everything. Got the leaf blower.
Yeah.
So, the guys to our right here, these are National Guard. Along this side of the fence.
Okay. we're better upwind.
Well, we're a little screwed right now because, well, they're gonna move that way. The problem is they come over this way. And
Brother, can you either like stay one side of me, please?
Well, this is because that camera over there.
that was firework being thrown at police. A firework just went in at police and they fired back.
They got umbrellas, try to divert that smoke bomb. They're whipping water bottles back and forth, rocks, fireworks, all that shit. They got a truck pulled out front right now. Stay back, like I said, what you see right now, truck getting fucking paraded with water bottles, rocks, all that shit. You got all them behind them right now.
Close to our hit? Are we close to our hit?
I have no idea. They're taking Omar right now.
I think you should get down on the umbrellas, and we'll stay here and shoot you from there.
What's that?
You go down to the umbrellas, we'll stay here and shoot you from there.
Thank you. They keep saying that the curfew's coming up in a few minutes.
5 minutes.
Is it 10?
Oh no, I lied. Curfew is still an hour away.
Curfew is an hour away, guys. Unless they changed it.
They changed it to 8. Yeah, there should be a notification on your phone. Or I got one saying 8 o'clock. They did it like 20 minutes before 8 o'clock.
Yeah. They're gonna catch a big old run for
Allison?
never have in their fucking life. Anti-guard, baby.
Yeah. Brooklyn Park, but I just want to double check.
They're coming down this way. They're coming down this side.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705.
Firework.
If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing the process, which will be an additional crime.
They're state troopers. They're state troopers. Tell them I can show it from this side, the state patrol that's coming up the street. And we have a good shot of how big the crowd is.
Telling media to disperse?
You're first. To tell the 10. You're first.
Is that
Eastern.
okay?
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, you need to disperse and leave the area. Move to the north.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to stay in this position, but this, I just want to give you a quick scene setter. This is the state patrol over here. They're coming up from the south side of the Brooklyn Center Police Department. You can see the crowd here that is trying to stay here, trying to show defiance in the name of Daunte Wright and challenging police. Many of them with umbrellas to keep the spray away from them. They've been spraying lots of pepper spray at them. But this is the police station here. These are National Guardsmen on this side. Sheriff's Department here. This is a Sheriff's Department vehicle. They've just pulled up to the very front gate of the police department. And John, come over this way. Bottles, lots of bottles, water bottles being thrown at police, and fireworks being shot at police as well. There's also fireworks that have been sort of lit off in the area here. But this is the standoff now. Police have formed a cordon along the entire street here, and they are moving toward the north to try to move this crowd back. And this is, John, come up here. This is sort of what's left of the crowd. It's these individuals with the umbrellas. Much of the crowd has moved down a side street here and are probably not going to stick around very long. The curfew has just gone into effect here, and it appears that the police want to clear the area as quickly as possible. They want it known that they can be here for hours and hours and do the protests and the remembrances and taunt them throughout the afternoon. But when it comes time to ending the protest and putting the curfew into effect, they are going to put it into effect in a very certain way. It is not clear if the officers here, I don't know if you can make this out, Don, but you can see the number of officers behind these gates. And these gates, protesters were up against them at one point, pushing on them. That's what started this latest sort of round of the standoff between protesters and police. And it looks like maybe some of these officers in this side may be coming out of this gate at some point and joining these other officers to completely move everybody up and out. The shops that were, yes.
You'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional.
They're telling everybody, including the media, to move off. That this is now an unlawful assembly, and as Omar was saying a short time ago, they keep just moving up the street. They make the announcement, they move up the street. The crowd will surge back toward the police, and then they will use sort of non-lethal force to push them back and disperse them further. It is a much smaller crowd now than it was earlier today, but it's still, several hundred certainly, it seems, in the general vicinity. It's only several dozen, it looks like, that are really challenging police right now, but they are using everything they can. The police cars behind the line of officers, the lights. I mean, the light that you're seeing now, they've just turned on these very bright lights to let the crowd know that they are watching them. And they are preparing, it looks like, to move even closer. And here comes the line, and here comes lots of pepper spray coming into the crowd at the same time. So you can see, I mean, look at this. Everybody begins to move back very quickly. What will happen is they will then surge forward toward the police again. More flashbang grenades, using more force to try to get them out of here. What's going on here? There's a bucket. They're using so some of the protesters have fireworks that they are also throwing at police. We smelled gun smoke earlier, which is typical of fireworks rather than the non-lethal stuff that police typically use. Where's John gone? There he is. the crowd's not going to win, and they know that, but they want to make the point. They want to be here in front of this police station. There is great, I mean, it's palpable, the sadness, the anger, the frustration, all of that among the people here, not just for the trial that's happening downtown Minneapolis over the death of George Floyd, but they see this. They see an officer who, even if it's accidental, an officer who shoots a young man, a 20-year-old father of a young child who is just starting off in life, and they see that officer treated in a different way than they would be treated, than that young man was treated, certainly. And certainly if somebody died, none of us, none of the people out here would have been treated like that officer's been treated now, who resigned today. The chief of police also resigned today. But there's great frustration that there seems to be, that there are two systems of justice, and they are on the wrong end of it. Don?
Done?
The question is how...
I gotta swap batteries.
Say, you're up. The question is, what are we going to do with our car?
You have to loop around.
You're hot.
Oh, wait. Got it. Let me know when we can swap it. We can do it now. We're doing it.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, you must leave the area now. Media and press, leave the area.
Are we
What's
supposed to
that?
be- are we supposed to be-
We can't. The only question is, do we go for the car now, or do we try to go all the way around? Here we go, guys. They're moving again.
are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, also disperse to the doors. Leave now.
Oh, this is
Coming from the south, yeah.
Oh, okay. It's on the other side of that. Sorry.
It's the internet!
It's coming right back on.
Come here!
Hey, no, me. Hey, I got internet over here.
We got internet.
Baby, I don't need internet. I don't need internet.
You don't need it?
I got it. I got it.
Report number. So if you don't have a switcher, you don't have a
All right, I got it.
It's 612 444
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota
We're all in the same place. I think the action is happening
obstructing legal process,
all night.
which will be an additional crime. Media, leave the area. Media and press, leave the area.
They keep coming. It's constant. I mean, you guys can come to us at any point. The crowd is right next to us. The police are moving up. They're here, moving again. Here they come. They've been moving big trucks into the a big apartment block on one side of us, and they're going to move them up into the apartment block next to us now. So the whole crowd's moving again. Sure. Watch yourself. This car's going to try to pull up. Stay on this guy. John, stay on this guy. All right. here we go.
Done.
Okay. You are looking at Minnesota State Patrol and their vehicles that are moving slowly up Humboldt Street, trying to move the crowd north. John, come over here to the right, and you can see this is sort of the remnants of the crowd that is here. Many of them are on their knees. It's a small knot, several dozen individuals right now that are sort of facing off with police. The police making announcement after announcement that this is now an unlawful assembly. This young woman here, just in front of us, is, hands in the air, and they want to show them that the police, that they can be out here, that they are voting with their feet. They are showing the police with their feet by being here and standing for Daunte Wright, that they own the streets and that they have equal rights on these streets, just as police. I want to show you. Listen to this.
You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
So they're making that announcement, firing pepper balls. They've also moved large vehicles up into that apartment block on the far side, if you can see it. The line of police are now perpendicular to this apartment block on this side, and they're just going to keep pushing north until they can move this crowd entirely out. They are telling everybody right now to disperse, which we are moving back slowly toward the north as they move north as well. And those are fireworks going off from the protesters themselves, and we've been seeing that all night. And I'm guessing that shortly we will see the police start to move again toward these protesters. But the crowd has thinned significantly. The shops that were hit by protesters and were raided by protesters in recent days, those are right behind us right now. All those shops have been boarded up. Shops in downtown Minneapolis have been boarded up. The protesters that are up here now are encouraging other protesters to now come up and join them. They've been telling each other to stick together, stay together. They've been giving out telephone numbers of lawyers if they get arrested tonight. Many of them wearing helmets. They have their own gas masks. They have umbrellas. They've come here to stand their ground, or at least try to stand their ground as long as they can, in the name of Daunte Wright. Don? We are about 75 feet from where we started this evening, and before it's all over, we'll probably be another 200 feet down the road here to the next intersection, I'm guessing. But yeah, it's not very far. It is slow, it is methodical, but they are pushing everybody back. It's a very big complex, so they have sort of two sides to protect, and it looks like they have lines on both sides of it. Done. Yeah, there are homes right next to the police station as well, which it would be a very long and difficult night if you were a homeowner in one of those homes. Just across the street from there, these are apartment complexes that police. You can see the car moving, the big sort of military vehicle on that side of the apartment complex now moving. That's actually on the grass and moving along the sidewalk. I don't know how they're going to get out because there are cars parked along that area. They may be pushing cars out of the way in that area with that vehicle. They certainly could. But they are trying to basically control the entire area from those apartment blocks all the way up the street. Done.
05, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota.
It's been a lot of pepper spray. There's been some tear gas canisters tossed at protesters. There haven't been any that have been shot that come at a much higher rate of speed. But it's been mostly flashbangs, pepper spray, and some tear gas canisters, but very, very few. Done. You got it.
Violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, leave the area. Media and press, leave the area.
probably worried about these cars right now.
Yeah, I don't know that we're going to see those for a long time.
No, it's not, sir.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
What are these yahoos doing?
Media, you must leave the area. Media and press, leave the area.
Out the side there.
Here we go, guys. They're moving again. This is going to be a real standoff. We have cars in the street now, protesters in cars who are not moving. Guys, they're all moving. They're all moving. They're all running. Here we go. Here come the police. Watch yourselves. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Police are moving very rapidly now on the crowd, making arrests. They're making arrests. They've all bolted. They all bolted. Right now. The police have now moved in very, very rapidly. Look at this over here to the right side. You can see police moving in a line. The entire number of protesters, several dozen that were sort of kneeling and standing their ground and trying to remain where they were, all went running all the way back here. I want to show you sort of the street. There were several cars blocking the way of police, and there was a bit of a standoff because police couldn't move. But if you look now, police moved very rapidly up the street, made several arrests, grabbed several people, and then have reformed the line all the way across from the apartment building on the left side all the way to the apartment building on the right side. Watch your back. There's a truck coming through. Watch your back. Watch your back. Stay where you are, John. This way, John. So the police all the way to the right side of the apartment building here. It appears that they are starting to move again. So basically they're reassembling, dispersing the crowd more, fewer and fewer individuals in the crowd, and then the police sort of regroup and make another move. They're bringing these vehicles in now with the very bright lights to let the crowd know that this is now their front line, and they will keep moving those vehicles and police officers up at will at this point. Don?
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, leave the area now. Media and press, leave the area now.
Stay on these folks. I don't know what they're doing. Stay on the police. Forget them. No. Well, plenty of warning. They had been warning them for quite some time, but there was a long standoff. The protesters had several cars blocking the way of police. They stopped where they were for about 20 or 30 minutes, which is the longest pause they had, and then they moved very, very rapidly, grabbed a bunch of protesters. The entire group of protesters then sort of bolted toward the north. They're sort of hanging out in a parking lot now near here as well. The Dollar Tree that you can see off in the distance, that's a shop that got hit by protesters last night, broken into and set on fire. And then most of the protesters are now in that sort of strip mall parking lot, and police are reforming their line. They have the vehicles with the very bright lights in front, and they are continuing to make announcements that that the crowd needs to disperse or they will be arrested. They're telling media that we need to move to the north. And you can see on the very far side of this as well, another line of police lights. That's the south side of the police station. They have a similar line on that side where they have pushed the crowd back. There's one other street that goes perpendicular from the police station. That's where we've seen most of those fireworks coming from, and police are now moving down that street as well, trying to keep protesters completely clear of this area. Don? Well, I can only assume that they are arresting them. It's very difficult to see exactly what's happening because these lights are so bright. So you could see them grab several protesters. They warned them that they would be arrested. They announced what code of law they would be breaking. And here we go again. This is the announcement.
Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
So I can only assume that those protesters that were grabbed by police are being processed for those crimes. Whether or not they stick...
Disperse now. Disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area.
And this is another announcement they've been making, that media and press leave right now. We are moving slowly to the north as police move to the north as well. This is what has them concerned, though. So this truck with the lights on, that's actually somebody that's not with the police. There's also a car that's farther up on the north side of the street. And I think the police are concerned about moving too closely and too quickly toward this area because these vehicles, they're not quite sure what to make of it all. Some vehicles today have sort of come through the crowd very quickly. The crowd of protesters, police in some instances were trying to keep streets clear for protesters, but in some instances there were cars that seemed threatening toward the protesters. Nobody was injured, there was no problems, but there were concerns among some of the leaders of the protest that something might be happening. So I think the police want to figure out what's happening with these cars before they move any farther up. This is sort of what started everything earlier. They waited a long time till these cars moved a bit. Once they did, then they moved very rapidly up to put some more space between the protesters and the police station. Done.
Peacefully eat these bullets! And that guy's trying to kill us! This ain't for the weak! And not everybody's strong! So we need some real muscle on this program! People who not afraid! Let's pick up what y'all say right! We need people who not afraid! How could we not be born? It's our kids y'all picking off. It's our loved ones y'all keep picking off. It's our families. It's our kids.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, leave the area. Media and press, leave the area now.
It's very few protesters now. It's down to the dozens. Were the other ones left? Where are they?
They don't get no peace! They don't get no peace!
All right, crowd's moving again.
They don't get no peace! 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 They don't get no peace!
Acting with tear gas. How many times is this going to happen? What has to change here?
So it's going to be systemic changes. There's lots of talk about training and then also, of course, police unions protecting people that should no longer be police officers, but we've learned a lot about this jurisdiction specifically that I think can help guide us in the future. One is that none of the police officers live in the area, and so what that means is that it's sort of an occupied.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area. Media and press need to leave the area. Disperse to the north.
Is the police do not seem to be showing much empathy for what the community is going through. And I know that others have been on air talking about there has to be better engagement. You can't have a new police chief say he has no idea how he's going to deal with it. The community is hurting. Want to express that hurt. It doesn't help to say there are reasonable mistakes and for unreasonable mistakes. This was an unreasonable mistake at best, right? I mean, in other words, and that's going to require training as well. But we've got a jury trial down the street that is going to come up with a verdict relatively soon. So we have to be prepared for police departments that can engage communities that are rightfully upset day after day here in the United States.
Tom Bernie, you heard Juliet talk about the interaction with the protesters, more communication, better communication, more interaction. Captain Ron Johnson, formerly of the Missouri Highway Patrol, saying the same thing. What could police be doing better at this point? Good evening, Don and Juliet. Juliet brings up some good points.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. They're moving again.
Try to arrest this man for bogus ass payment. Y'all added a new law that it is illegal to have anything hanging from your rear view, only to turn around and kill this man. Y'all see how they implement new laws and then they whack us. Imagine that. They just changed that law not too long ago in the state of Minnesota so they can peel our shit back while you motherfuckers is acting dumb. It ain't no more. We not going. Y'all keep fucking us over. How does this go down in history? You couldn't even get your own motherfucking department under control.
Here we go again. Something's going on. Look at all those lights going on back there.
We're too late in the game for accidents to happen. Y'all shoot 40 hours a week. I don't want to hear no fuck shit talking about those accidents in a fucking you thought it was a
Yeah, I think they're probably clearing this area over here.
It's dead.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609-705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, you need to leave the area. Media and press, leave the area, disperse.
Anybody know good Chinese? Maybe a message?
Everybody! Eventually, they all gonna rush us. Understand that. When they rush us, this is a dumbass.
Something's getting ready to go, guys. They're clearing a yard nearby. There's a lot of lights going on.
They're moving.
Here they go, here they go, here they go. Yeah, they're clearing that area on the on the right side.
They're moving lots of large vehicles up again.
Yeah, no, it's good. You can see a big vehicle, and the snow looks amazing. They're getting ready to move. There's more police coming in behind them now.
Minnesota State Statute 609.
They're getting ready to move again.
Unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably,
That shot looks amazing with the snow
continue to
when you push in.
resist and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, you are directed to leave the area. Media and press, leave the area now.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Here we go. Moving again. Moving very rapidly up the street. A car is now crossed over, which is weird.
You might have just grabbed somebody.
What?
No, that's Omar.
Oh, that's Omar?
Okay.
I copy.
Thank you.
Sir.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and/or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, you need to leave the area. Media and press, disperse and leave the area.
Stay. Can you stay on the officers?
That guy walked right in front of me.
Yeah, just that.
See that guy?
Stay there. Stay there. Yep. The crowd is still out, but take a look at this picture right now, Dawn. This gives you a sense of what conditions are like out here. It has been snowing off and on all day, sometimes very, very heavy, a very sort of driving snow. It is still snowing. It is cold. A lot of people aren't dressed properly, and you can see that line of police. They're sort of getting themselves ready for another move toward protesters. You can see a couple of protesters who are standing in front of them, and this is sort of what it's become. There's a few protesters, down to a few dozen right now, in a parking lot just north of the police station. They are chanting. There are some cars in the street. Police are concerned about the yards along the way. They've moved sort of big, heavy trucks. John, I don't know if you can go up now and show that truck that. Do you guys have us?
Battery okay on his mic?
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process.
You guys hear me? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Media, you need to leave the area. Media, leave the area now.
Is that yours?
Yeah. Well, technically, it's John.
Can you give them another count?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's Jack, right?
Yeah, I do. What the fuck's happening here? Something weird is happening here. This looks.
You saw it. Some kind of pickup truck.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, disperse to the north. Do it now. fees. Just need a full name for Omar is. What's the calculation here? They're almost 7 minutes into a curfew.
What's Omar? What's wrong with that?
What should they be doing? What will they do? Can you tell them? Well, I think right now the crowds are a lot smaller.
I don't know what happened to our signal. I mean, it seems all fine here. I don't know what happened.
I think everybody can...
Satellite representative. Everybody sees this. Can you let us give us a big
No, it wasn't the VP. It was just the mic. It was just the audio.
Could be,
It's just audio?
could be interference.
Oh, right.
They said they saw your video. It's just your audio.
This battery's starting to go again.
Man, that thing is deep. How much more you got?
Starting to run low.
I have some in a beat. I have a
Yes.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you'll be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Anybody go see if they have any of that uniform?
Press and media dispersed to the north.
But I'm a little shocked that, I mean, all they're doing now is yelling at the cops, not like they're throwing water bottles. So, I mean,
Just put the batteries in. Miguel's mic is okay.
yeah, I mean, it's green. I don't know that mic. If you hit it, does it tell you how much power's left in it? Where's your stick mic at?
What?
Let me see your stick mic for a second. Doesn't tell you. Green, though. I used to have electrosonics, and then they took them away from us.
I'm here. I don't know. Do you guys hear me? Oh, great. All right. They're getting ready to move here pretty soon, it looks like.
We got international.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.
got your sauce? I got dessert sauce.
Yeah, we're seeing much the same scene, basically. There's been a long period now where police have formed a line. They have those bright lights to sort of disorient the crowd so that you can't really see what they're doing. On the right side of the line, you can see that they've moved more vehicles in. On that side, there was a yard off on the right side of their line that they wanted to check out. But right now, you have several cars still on the street here, which I think is giving them some pause about moving too quickly up this direction. It does appear, though, that very soon they will. They have been making increased announcements that this is an unlawful assembly, that if they continue to stay here, they will be arrested. And even talking to the media, they're saying, move off and do it now. They're getting more emphatic, basically, in the language that they're using. The snow, amazingly enough, is starting to come down harder, and the protesters that are here, only a few dozen at this point throughout a large area, they are going to have to be pushed out of here. And I think police are going to oblige them at some point and move to completely move this crowd out. It's a standoff. These are people who are so incredibly upset before this latest episode, and now that they have another one at this very sort of sensitive time for the state of Minnesota and the city of Minneapolis, it is a concern about how this is going to play out, not only tonight, but in the nights ahead. Don?
I know, but it's TBD, is what I'm saying.
What do you mean it's
To be
TBD?
determined. As of now, we're still midnight.
Oh, so we might go longer, you're saying? This is done. They know, I mean, this is done. This is not going to...
If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media, disperse to the north. Leave the area now. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609.705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area. Disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime.
Yo, yo, yo,
Hey!
yo.
Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area now and disperse to the north.
Who y'all with?
CNN.
CNN? Are you upset, bro? You upset?
I'm upset.
Yeah. You seem upset. Just answer who you with. It's a normal question.
I just told you.
Huh?
I just told you.
Super friendly. Keep doing your thing.
Moving again. The truck is moving again. I don't know how we're gonna get to the car. We may have to take a Uber back.
This is the Minnesota State Patrol. You are in violation of Minnesota State Statute 609705, unlawful assembly. If you do not cease your unlawful behavior and disperse peaceably, you will be arrested. If you continue to obstruct, resist, and or interfere with peace officers, you will be violating Minnesota State Statute 609.50, obstructing legal process, which will be an additional crime. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north. Media and press, leave the area and disperse to the north.